In the previous video and episode, I stated that all of us consist of at least two different ones. You have the executive, rational self, and the intuitive, impulsive self. Moreover, you need to have a respectful dialogue with both of you to move forward. That sounds good on paper, you might think, but how do I actually do it in practice? I'm going to present you 5 steps that you can implement today to get what you want. You will also receive steps on how to be more integrated long term. So these are the step-by-step to making faster decisions. Number 1, notice whenever you're stuck and cannot decide what to do, or when you know what to do, but cannot muster the necessary motivation to do it. Step 2, quickly check your calendar and weekly view to see if you need to revise the plan or if it's not clear or not. If it is unclear, ask yourself what the absolute next concrete action is. Really go down to the granular level in terms of like, okay, move finger to keyboard, open that website, etc. If it is a decision, write down or internalize the pros and cons of that decision and pros and cons of not doing it. Number 3, feel your body in the present moment and accept what you're doing right now. The intuitive mind communicates via feelings, not thoughts. Therefore, you have to give the necessary attention, almost like a little child. Only then your intuition and gut feeling will emerge. If you feel any worry, that's step 4. If you feel any worry or negative feelings, write down these automatic thoughts on a piece of paper or on your phone. Then respond to them with more clarity. And lastly, 5, if it is a large decision and you feel you need more data, gather it by own research or talking to key people. Then repeat this exercise as soon as you have the necessary info. If you follow these steps, you have listened to both your executive, which was step 2, checking calendar weekly view, and intuitive, which was step 3, feeling yourself. You will now naturally find out what the right decision is without effort, both from an analytical judgment and from the gut feeling. Furthermore, you will experience no internal resistance to doing that particular action since both of you have been heard and negotiated. So this was the short term. Now I'm going to present you the long term, because all of us are primarily dominated by either the executive mind or the intuitive mind. If your executive mind is stronger, you're naturally more rational, analytical, ambitious, driven, and goal-oriented. However, if you repress or do not pay attention to your intuitive mind, you're more likely to procrastinate, be stuck in indecision, beat yourself up, doing things which you know you shouldn't do, and engage in compulsive behaviors, wondering why you do it, but you just can't stop yourself. So that's very frustrating. If your intuitive mind is stronger, you're naturally more spontaneous, easygoing, present, and emotionally intelligent. However, if you do not get your act together, so to speak, and use your executive mind, your life is very messy and impulsive. So the main takeaway is this: both the executive and intuitive minds need to feel equally accepted in yourself in order to become an integrated person. You have to, what Carl Jung says, integrate your shadow, accept your present and past, and welcome your flaws. Not only accept them, but welcome them. No external success will ever do it for you. You cannot fix the hole in yourself with more money, more cars, more fame, more status, more friends. You have to fix it all by yourself. And this is how you do it. If your executive mind is stronger and you feel like you're more like compulsive or beating yourself up more, spend regular time each day to just feel yourself. Feel your pain, hug yourself, Empathize with your hidden suffering. Let your suppressed emotions come out. A word of warning, it can be very intense because there are memories that maybe you have suppressed in the past and now they're coming up, so you have to be very careful here. Consider therapy if you have any traumatic events in the past that you have not processed fully yet. Fortunately, after each session, you will no longer feel that you have to prove yourself, that you have to succeed, or otherwise you're total failure. And paradoxically, the more you accept yourself right now, the more likely you are to succeed. I've linked an article in the article, which tells more about it, because I believe it's very important to know it, that you, by not like beating yourself up or having to constantly prove yourself, you will automatically succeed effortlessly. There is light in the tunnel. If your intuitive mind is stronger, start to gradually incorporate a system of habits that will automatically make you organized. You do not need to worry that your creative sparks or liveful spirit will vanish. Rather, they will be amplified when you do not need to deal with all this mess. So you just do a little bit of organization and then you can flow naturally like you want to do. Follow the One Glance implementation guide and how to start good habits. I will link both to these two articles in the description show notes. If you follow this long-term advice, and please be patient because that takes time, regardless of if you have to deal with emotions, if you're executive mind oriented, or having to deal with the rest of your life if you're intuitive mind oriented. But if you follow this long-term advice, you'll be way faster to do what you want. No frictions will stop you because you're in a constant agreement with yourself. So it's very easy to steer, in other words. More articles in the future will deal with the integration of you, which is the ultimate solution to life problems.